We're going to do our notes in video form today. So we're identifying proportional and non-proportional relationships when they're in table form. If we look at number 1, it says in each table, determine if y is proportional to x, and then explain why or why not. If we look at the first table, when you look for proportionality here, x is a value of something and y is a value of something. These are kind of generic. It could be minutes per cookies or things like that. We've talked about proportions. But it's important that when you look for these patterns and these relationships, we're not going to go from the top to the bottom. We're not going to go, okay, from 3 to 5 is plus 2, and from 12 to 20 is plus 8. Because if you look at the next spot down, 20 to 8 would be minus 12, and from 5 to 2 would be plus 3. So this really immediately looks like it's not proportional, and it still might be. Let's take a look and see. Reason that we can't go vertical like that is because if you're doing that, you're seeing how x is relating to x. All of these values are x values, okay? So we need to relate x to y like it's asking us to. So we're looking, instead of up and down, we're looking across, or from one value to the next. And these tables down here will be looking top to bottom because it's comparing one value to the other. But anyway, we're not going to be real long-winded on these. I want to just kind of show you how it works. If we write them in the ratio of x to y, this first one is 3 over 12. The second row is 5 over 20. The third row is 2 over 8. I'm just kind of using the space I have. Fourth row is 8 over 32. And remember, they're proportional if they simplify down to the same fraction or the same unit rate. So 3/12 simplifies down to 1 over 4. 5 over 20 simplifies down to 1 over 4. 2 over 8 would simplify down to 1 over 4. And 8 over 32 would also simplify down to 1 over 4. So when we look at table number 1, are they proportional? The answer would be yes. I'm going to have you guys try number 2 and number 3 in a similar fashion. Moving on to number 4. Kayla made observations about the selling price of a new brand of coffee that sold in 3 different size bags. So she recorded those observations in the following table. So we're looking at ounces of coffee and price in dollars. First part of the question, part A, is the price proportional to the amount of coffee? Why or why not? So if we write down the first ratio, it costs $2.10 for 6 ounces of coffee. You want to put money on top even though it's not on top in the table. You're allowed to do that as long as you flip it every time, and you'll see why in a minute. Or if I don't explain it in the video, I want you to ask that question: why is it important that money's on the top? When you get a question like this one that's asking you about proportionality, you want to find a unit rate. So instead of finding this for 6 ounces of coffee, instead of an arrow, I can put an equal sign there because it will be an equivalent ratio. We want to know what's the cost for 1 ounce. On questions like this, we can use a calculator. So let's see if I can pull one up for us. And so to get from 6 ounces to 1 ounce, we're going to divide by 6. So we want to make sure we do that same thing on the top. We're going to divide $2.10 by 6. We're going to get 35 cents an ounce. You have to check it now for the other 2 quantities of coffee, the 8 ounce and the 16 ounce. And if they all come out to 35 cents an ounce, we are going to have proportionality. So let's check those other two real quick. I'm not going to have the calculator on screen, but we'll check them. All right, so for this next quantity, and I will be able to pull the calculator up now, $2.80 for 8 ounces. We want to find a unit rate, so to get 8 ounces down to 1 ounce, we're going to divide by 8. I'm going to do the same thing on top here. Going to divide by 8. So $2.80 divided by 8 is also going to give us 35 cents an ounce. And so you're going to want to guess now, yep, it's proportional, but you do have to check it for the last one. We're probably seeing a pattern here that we're dividing the price by the ounces. So we'll take that shortcut now, and we'll divide $5.60 by 16 ounces. And hopefully we get 35 cents. And we do. So for part A, when it asks us, are they proportional? And you may have thought it the whole time, but our answer now can be yes, we've got proof. Part B says use the relationship to predict the cost for a 20-ounce bag. Well, since we have a unit rate now, that would be very simple. We know it's 35 cents for 1 ounce. So for a 20-ounce bag, all we would do is multiply that by 20. Moving on to question number 5. You and your friends go to the movies. The cost of admission is $9.50 per person. Create a table showing the relationship between the number of people going to the movies and the total cost of admission. We're going to work on number 5 together. I'm not going to have time to do that one on the video. So, matter of fact, these ones are going to be a little bit lengthy for me to do at the moment. So, we're going to work through these final ones together. May just pick and choose a couple. We'll take a look at these together right now in class.